Very tired. I'm waking up. Get some coffee. Look all red because I'm just got out of the shower. Oh, it's so hard for. Hello. Oh, I shouldn't live with that on. Hello. I'm a sopping wet cat right now because I just got out of the shower. I've got my iconic scar from running into a street sign. My classic, iconic thing that I'm well known for. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. I think my hair's too wet to wear my big headphones, so I'm gonna use my AirPods. I'm not sure if good is the word I would use, but it's definitely so... It is one of the games of all time. This is true also. Okay, how do I connect AirPods to my computer? I'm a professional streamer. My coffee's cold. It says connected audio, but it doesn't... It's not connected. I can't hear anything through it. Not working. Why? I'm starting to think that there's a chance that, historically, I start streams about 15 minutes before I should. So I'm not, like, at all ready right now. I have all this audio set up to do still. Play the music through my headphones. There we go. Okay, cool. Something I noticed while I was watching, or while I was uploading the last stream, was that, my voice was really quiet compared to the stream audio. So like hard to hear me. So it was pretty funny. I was like impotently yelling about clones, and the game, the Zero was like, and it was like louder than me. So I don't know. Tell me if that happens. It shouldn't. I don't think I want desktop audio in this view. Is it full screen? Yes. Cool. I got my controller. Am I forgetting something? I feel like I might be forgetting something. No. I'm gonna say definitely not. I'm definitely fine. This is new. I guess we'll do this. Q. He's so smug. He's so proud of himself. Hey, I got him.
Why? Why?
Shut up! He was trying to make me look the fool.
Time for the Q
He
reveal.
probably figured I wouldn't shoot.
Another Q
Looks like
reveal.
he figured wrong.
No! No!
Hey, cut that out, Eric. No.
No.
I won't stop. Not until you're all dead.
Why? What?
Why?
Come on,
Didn't I
buddy.
say already? Because one of us is the
One of us,
who
including
killed
you. You
Mira.
should start with yourself.
It's you, isn't it?
I told you, it's not
You're gonna have to prove it.
proof. I don't have any.
Give me
And
evidence
I'm killing
to
you.
prove that.
Wait! Please wait!
He's doing the side duck pose.
I know. Maybe.
Keeps making that sound effect over and over. We get another one of these.
Maybe what?
Maybe if I take this helmet off, I think you'll understand then.
I couldn't have killed Mira because I have a
So,
weird
your face will prove your innocence.
bolt face. I don't have a head, and headless people can't possibly
Fine. Take it
have
off.
killed Mira. Poor DeLuna.
The number for this is... I think it's...
Do I still have it written down? It was like 6140... Oh, I don't still have it written down. Oh, yes I do. Okay, 61404091. 61404091. This time he is gonna have a face. It's gonna be... What would be the funniest possible thing? It's gonna be Alice.
What? Are you serious?
Uh-oh, the achievement's called Schrodinger's cat.
Can't be.
Oh no, it's the same.
No!
Don't you
Yeah.
see?
I'm
I'm headless.
not human.
And why does that remove suspicion from you?
That
Yeah,
makes
literally.
you even more suspicious.
No, it's because I'm not human that I can't be.
What do you mean?
Put it back on.
My blood, it's white.
Have we not
Not
seen
red.
red blood from him?
So what?
Remember how Mira had some skin and blood under her nails?
I must be
Wait.
misremembering.
Well, I guess you wouldn't because of the memory loss, but
No, you're right. When I tried to revive Mira, I took a look at her.
Then you realized, I think the skin and blood is that of the killer.
Sigma's so pissed. He
Before
spent
Mira
45
died,
years developing
I think she
technology
did
that
her
already
best to
existed and he just
resist.
didn't know about it.
I see. I suppose you're right then. You didn't kill her.
Oh, thank goodness
But
that he
no.
shoots the other two.
It doesn't change the fact that you existing is suspicious.
Suspicious of
I
what?
mean, come on. Why is a robot here?
Well,
Sigma has no input.
because Zero brought me in.
What the?
Wouldn't Sigma have input
Zero
on this?
created me so I could support him in this game.
I feel like Sigma would be really, really, really shocked that Q is a robot. Because that technology is not supposed to exist. He feels some kind of way about it. He's just kind of standing there. He's in his default pose.
I knew it! Wait, Eric! Out of my way! I'm gonna kill him!
Please, just calm down, Eric.
Shut up!
If what he said is true, then he would be able to tell us who Zero is.
Sigma has no thoughts head empty. Phi was right, his dementia's getting to him.
Do you know?
Yeah, it's brother. Yes.
Fine.
It's Gab.
If you know, then tell me right
there
now
he is.
who the real Zero is.
Poor Gab.
What's the name of the bastard who locked us up and forced us to take part in this messed up game?
Gab.
Zero's name is...
I'm gonna put in brother and it's gonna be like, wrong, should have said Delta, fuck you. It's Gab.
What the hell? Are you screwing with me?
Maybe a little bit.
That's not funny!
It's kind of funny. Aww. It is pretty funny. Eric apparently thinks so. Okay, he's not laughing now, you're just like shaking.
Oh, screw it! I'll just kill all of you!
Starting with the dog! He did shoot 3 times! Oh no, the dog is still alive. Why did he shoot 3 times then?
I'm coming to you, Mira.
That's not the right angle to shoot yourself in the head. That would go like right through your jaw, and you'd just be like permanently horribly injured. He wouldn't... Although I guess he could still die there from like blood loss and shock. Because he's stuck underground and there's no help coming. But he wouldn't like hit his brain from that angle, so he'd still be alive. Hot. I guess a little bit. I guess I could do the wrong helmet code. Get that out of the way too. The code is actually 8675309. It's actually 6969. It's actually 11037. 69. What's a funny single number? 4. The person who entered the code was really uncreative. Actually, that last one was right.
Crap! I don't know!
You bastard!
You wasted 5 seconds of my
Fucking with me,
time.
aren't you?
Sega really should have taken away Carlos's gun while they were distracted. Because they kind of like ran all around the facility for a little while there, where Carlos wasn't like actively bloodthirsty. I may as well just kill all of you too.
Oh, God.
Excuse me. Oh, the other thing was that I kind of want to turn off the like filter in the audio that I've been using, because it cuts out some background noise, but it also makes my voice cut out a good portion of the time. It's a noise suppression. I'm gonna turn it off. So this should hopefully, I think it's gonna be a little bit louder. I can turn it down a little bit if that's necessary. But hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be higher quality, but it may, hopefully it won't cut out as much. This is how my voice sounded in the first couple streams before I started meddling with the audio. Trying to make it sound better and not succeeding. It's Delta.
Zero? The real Zero is?
Delta.
You, Delta!
You? Who are you pointing at?
Delta?
He's Delta?
Heard that name
Eric
before.
is Delta? What?
Me too.
Oh, yeah. You guys wouldn't know.
Who are you pointing at?
Because you transported into this history.
Oh, would you stop yapping, Sean? This old man's name is Q.
That's right.
Old man?
That's what he was called at DCOM.
Yeah, I called him that.
What?
And Mira. She always called this man Q, too.
Then...
I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. What just happened? I didn't follow that at all. Who the fuck were you pointing at? There was nobody standing there. What? What? Huh? There's another person?
This guy totally stood!
Most
You're completely correct, Sean.
most evil-looking motherfucker to ever
My
exist.
real name is Delta.
He also sounds exactly
He
like
spoke.
Zero.
I thought you were supposed to be deaf.
He's been standing just
Okay.
off screen.
And here we are. All of you will be living together here in the DCOM facility.
Have they not
The
called him
old
Q
man in
the
the
whole time?
wheelchair too?
Uh-huh. His name is Q. it should be obvious, but he can't walk.
The fuck?
What's more, he can't see or hear either.
He can't hear.
What the fuck?
Nope.
But then why?
Strangers living together on Mars for an extended period of time? What kind of problems would that bring? How would the subjects figure out solutions to the resulting troublesome situations? According to the DCOM staff, that's what the experiment was trying to determine.
Like the chair-bound old man. They put us in a difficult position on purpose. To observe how we get out.
This is stupid as shit. Was he with them the whole
So-
time?
You're saying it
Was all a lie.
And your eyes.
What the fuck? Ah! He looks like Emperor Palpatine.
This is...
Q is the leader
There
of Q
are a
team?
large variety of security cameras in place throughout the shelter. A feed of all the footage is
What?
fed in, and they all appear there.
Why would nobody ever comment on the fact that one team has one more person than the other teams? I guess this explains why we never saw the Q portrait.
So you used that to spy on us the whole time.
His glasses had little
Yes,
security cameras in
I
them.
did. However, it is
He looks like
limited
Emperor
to those
Palpatine.
histories where I am alive.
Yeah, so his glasses not only let him see all cameras, they let him see all alternate universes where he's alive.
Alive.
histories?
The fuck is going on? I'm you, Sigma.
Hey, Sigma, go take off his clothes.
Huh?
Just hurry and do it!
There is no need.
You don't need to take off my clothes.
This is what you wanted to see, correct?
I killed her.
You bastard!
Okay, so I was right.
Hold on! Don't do it, Eric!
If you shoot, we won't be able to ask him anything.
The fuck? The fuck? Nothing about this makes
Was it
any
you
sense.
who killed Junpei too?
No. Mira was the one who did that.
Oh.
What?
She was, in a sense, a collaborator. She was a necessary element of my plan.
Okay.
But it wasn't that I gave her a specific set of orders.
Uh,
I simply let her roam free and do as she pleased. Oh, I did exempt her from the drug
Oh, Mira
injections.
didn't get injected with drugs.
Then
'Cause
why?
she's a crazy killer.
Why'd you kill Mira?
She's a serial killer. The Heart Ripper. Many innocent people lost their lives because of what she's done. I only gave her her due punishment.
What are you talking about? Stop bullshitting me!
It's the truth. In another history, you and Diana and Sigma were all murdered by her.
Really?
Shut up! You're just making shit up! I will never believe you! There's no way my angelic Mira would ever... Ah!
No, Eric! Don't shoot! We haven't asked him everything yet.
Shut up! I don't care! The X door will never...
Me yelling in frustration at Zero and shooting him dead, even though we don't care, even though he's explaining stuff, is very appropriate. That's how I feel also. You were here all along? What the fuck?
Never open again!
It'll open. Of course it will.
It will?
What?
So, should we ask him how?
Right. The old man. Delta.
How did you open the door? How do we... What? The fuck? What? What?
I see. I get it now.
Huh?
We need this boy. I mean, Sean.
What?
He needs to get direct access to the central control computer.
Huh?
Is that right?
What?
But
What?
to connect to it directly, I need to extend a cable from my neck
What?
and plug it into the console jack that's inside. But, well,
It looks like the cover is
What?
shut.
yeah. We would need to open
What?
this first.
The fuck?
What's the code?
Code?
Don't play dumb.
I don't... How does this make any sense at all? I don't understand anything about this. Was he wheeling himself around? Were they pushing him around? What the fuck? He's just another guy that was with them all along. I feel like it's Fraggle Simpson. They're just like pretending that there was another person there the whole time, and it so obviously wasn't true. The reason there's no internal dialogue and everything's shot cinematically because the killer was just off screen the whole time. That's so fucking stupid. That's like... Oh my god. I don't even understand. It's like he just materialized from the ether. He just appeared. They're like shocked that he exists. They were surprised. It's like, you? Who are you? Like, they don't even... What's the dialogue? It's like they were just as surprised as I am. The fuck? How was he in the same room as them in the intro then? In the intro, why was he was walking around and he was in the same room, and then he just disappeared. He wasn't off screen in the cell with them, and he said Q will be the leader of Q team, but Q wasn't there. Does he have another robot dressed up as Zero? What the fuck does... This is more...
The code to open the damn cover.
Huh?
It's 38080832.
Okay. The fuck? I don't... What? 3808... 0832. It's gonna explode and kill us all or something.
It opened.
Now we just need to extend the cord and connect it.
I don't understand
Okay.
any.
It's ready. Just wait a sec. I'll open the exit.
I knew it. I predicted this. I don't... The reason why I couldn't guess what the big twist was because it was too stupid.
Why?
No, my hand just...
Oh.
I have no more use for this history. There's only one thing left to do.
He can control
No.
people?
Wait! Don't...
What the fuck? You didn't kill Luna. Or Diana, whatever the fuck her name is. DeLuna. So, he was secretly the reason all along that anybody did anything that was wrong? Because he can mind control people?
Mom.
Awesome. Mom. Wow, what a great conclusion to that story. The fuck did... Fuck you, game. How does that make any sense? The time to decide points are actually Delta mind hacking them? How did... So, in this situation, they left Delta behind? That... They must have left him behind. Go to the crossbow scene. Oh, is that the third? Is that the fourth option? I could shoot Q. And shoot Delta. Oh my god. Here we are, all four of us.
Hey, we aren't getting anywhere like this.
I'm gonna watch this more slowly.
If just one more person dies. One more person. One more. Just one more.
So why is Sean in the game then? Why did he make him a participant? Why is he here? He just thought he would make it that there's 4 people in one group? What the hell? I don't understand this. What? Who will you kill? I'll kill Delta. The person who's here now. You, standing behind me.
I'm really sorry.
I just gotta shoot you. So he mind hacked us to shoot himself? Also, we just saw behind Sean, and he wasn't there.
Sean, you...
And also they didn't
Out of all your
immediately
choices,
shoot him.
you kill him?
Yeah.
Addendum Forska Venuska Ova.
This is so fucking stupid. This is the worst game of all time.
Another destiny.
Perspective end? Or perceptive end? What the fuck? Okay. Huh? What? I did... So what did they do here? What did they do here? Did they leave him behind? They were just like, whatever, let's leave behind Q. Who gives a shit about this guy? And where was he in this scene? Like 99% of this doesn't make any goddamn sense. What was he doing here? He's just off screen. There. It was Q. Q killed Mira.
Well, that's clearly impossible.
Yeah, whatever. It's not letting me skip. It's obviously impossible that this guy who's standing off screen killed her. And how is he getting around? There's tons of moments where we see them like walking, where we see them walking around as a group. And he's just like not there. Is he wheeling himself around? What the hell? I don't... Huh? Okay, so... okay, so we know the code to the thing now, so we can open it here. Why would he... Also, him mind hacking us every time we make a choice doesn't make sense either, because there are tons of moments where he, like, gives us information only after we've seen something in another timeline that he would know from the beginning, so there's no reason for him to not just tell us it immediately. 3808032. His motives are very complex. Okay. Where is he? Show him.
Ah, it opened!
Now all we have to do is insert the plug here.
So where is this plug?
It's my head.
I think if we input the right numbers here.
What?
Wait. What do numbers for your head have anything to do with the plug for this?
I should just do it. You might get it then.
Stop avoiding the question!
Do you even know what should go there?
Yeah.
The numbers are,
Is it always him mind hacking us? Why? What's the point of the decision game? If he gets to make every choice for us, why make us make choices? 61404091. We do have to put in the code again. What's the point of any of this?
Are you kidding me?
It can't be that it's always him mind hacking us. It can't be. It's just that when they make choices that are like out of character or against their best interests, maybe they would. Or like there are moments where Luna knows a code to something that she's like, I just inputted things randomly. I have no idea how I knew it.
Eric, it's been an hour. Would you just get used to it already?
How can I? I mean, it's a robot! For real? Could you maybe do something about it?
Don't put it back on. You gotta put the cable. Are you gonna make me input the code again?
is this better?
Yeah. Now the shape brings out your eyes.
So this doesn't freak you out or anything at all?
I could say the same to you.
Well, not much phases me. I'm just not that type.
She's
You
so
could have been a
cool.
Martian for all I care.
Yeah, I was surprised when I first found out. I thought my heart was in my throat.
You don't have a heart.
Hey, hold on. Did you say when you first found out?
I meant it happened to me before. In the past. In another history.
Another?
I remembered everything. When I saw what I looked like earlier.
Where the fuck is Q? Where's Q in this scene? We've seen all angles of them. He can't be hiding. Where is he? Did they leave him in the lounge? What? He's just not here. There's so many different scenes like this where he's just like not anywhere. What the fuck?
You see, my brain isn't located in this head. My thought center is there, inside the quantum computer. That is where I think, perceive, and send command signals to this body. For example, when I raise my hand like this, it's simply receiving a command. just like a remote-controlled toy. Did you know? A quantum state is one where all possibilities overlap and coexist. This quantum computer, then, is able to use this state and run, say, simulations A, B, and C simultaneously. Basically, my brain is an infinite number of worlds and possibilities. So I can use that framework and,
Okay, so he can't shift, he's just using the quantum
jump
computer.
between other histories.
I guess that's fair.
Oh, there's no way.
Whatever.
That I could do that? But it's possible that you two might be undergoing the same thing. There's
It's
a
the
theory.
same thing with the human brain!
Consciousness
Ah!
may be a result of quantum effects in the brain.
Uh,
It's called quantum mind. It's more or less suggesting a
Here we
human
go.
brain is a form of quantum computer. If a specific set of conditions are met, then you too can.
Jump to other histories?
so is shifting not a unique thing?
This sounds like crazy talk.
Because the way it was just
You
explained,
don't
it sounds
go
like it would apply to literally any conscious being. If you have consciousness, then your brain... Consciousness is the result of quantum computer bullshit. And the quantum computer bullshit is why he can jump to other histories. So, literally every human being that has consciousness. I think what they're implying is that everybody who's not a main character in a Uchikoshi game is an NPC who doesn't have consciousness or like an internal world.
Believe me?
I think that's probably
Of
the
course
reasoning.
not.
Oh, I don't blame you. I guess I should explain everything then.
Please? Start at the beginning.
Before I begin, I need to do one little thing.
Kill you both. Kill Q. Take it off again. You should have made me insert the code.
What did you just do?
Just a little something.
Just a little something. Oh? What does that mean, I wonder?
Nothing changed. Huh.
That we can see. But it looks like the message changed.
What happened?
Yes, I started up the system earlier.
It says force quit program on standby. To initiate, 2 key items must be set. What does that even mean?
Wait, it seems like there.
So when the screen goes dark like that, does that mean that it's the view that we have of that in Q's glasses? But that doesn't make sense, because we get bad ends even when Q doesn't die. Q said he can only see timelines in which he's alive. But if we're playing with Diana, Sigma, and Phi, and all 3 of them die, then we see the, then we still see that same effect. So it can't be that. Unless, and now this is a really funny possibility, unless it's implying that Q was on all 3 teams at once, and because they were all playing the decision game independently from one another, he could just, like, join each team consecutively. That would be pretty funny, if that's what it's implying.
There's something else.
And then it does go
The
dark
key
because he's
items
dying
are-
when the other 3 are.
A mother's mementos?
I wonder what those could be.
Hey Q, who's not here.
So...
We're seeing every angle of this room! Where the fuck is he? Is he like, he has like a rocket chair and he's like zooming around to stay out of the camera angle?
This is saying we need to
The
find
fuck?
them?
Does that mean they're hidden around
Look at all this
here somewhere?
space that he's not.
Even if that's true, I don't think we have the time.
There is no off-screen. We're being
Man,
shown everything
Looks
in
like
this
time's
room.
up.
What the fuck? Look! Look! Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? He doesn't exist. He's nowhere.
Now it is time for you to sleep. When next you wake, know you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes.
He's the one holding the camera.
Pleasant dreams.
But he's blind and deaf, supposedly. There the fuck is he? Also, why is Mira falling over? She's not administered the drugs. That's what he said. Why did she fall over? She doesn't get knocked out. Hey! It's urban hype. Am I basically a landlord? This is a real life friend of mine. Hello. I'm playing the very last hours of the very last Zero Escape game. This is a friend of mine from high school. Very dear friend. How are you doing? This is the very last, like I said, the very last hours of the very last Zero Escape game. Which means it's complete horse shit. I can tell you about this later. Urban. Can I fill you in on the plot? I can try my best. Okay. Okay.
Wait.
Yes. Let's, just one second. Okay. So here's the plot. Let me mute the game real quick. Okay. Can't wait for this. Get ready. Okay. So, there are 3 games in the series. In the first game is called 999. It's called that because it's 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. In that game, you play as Junpei, who is a normal guy who wakes up suddenly on a boat. It's the Titanic. He's on the Titanic suddenly. He doesn't know it's the Titanic yet, but it's the Titanic. And he has a bracelet strapped to his arm that has the number 5 on it. And he's in a room that he has to try to escape from. He escapes from the room and goes out and he meets 8 other people. So there are 9 people total. Each of them have a bracelet, and each bracelet has a number on it from 1 through 9. They are forced to play the nonary game by a voice on the speaker who calls itself Zero. Zero says, play the nonary game. I'm not going to tell you any more specifics. In 9 hours, this boat will sink and you will all die. Fuck you. And they're like, oh no, we're going to all die in 9 hours. And we're 9 persons. And in order to win, we got to go through the number 9 door, which is the door with the number 9 on it. And so they do that. Some of them die. Some of them don't. Most of them don't. Everybody doesn't die other than number 1 and number 9. Number 1 was evil. Okay, the reason why the nonary game was happening was that Junpei's childhood friend named Akane Kurashiki was in another nonary game. Was it 7 years ago? 6 years ago? Is it important that it's the literal Titanic? It's not the literal Titanic. It's a boat called the Gigantic, which is an exact replica of the Titanic, and they're not actually on the boat. They're on a facility in the middle of Nevada that's built to look exactly like the Gigantic. Is that important? Maybe. We'll get there. So the reason why the nonary game is happening is because Akane Kurashiki was in the first nonary game, which happened, I think, 7 years ago. It was run by the guy who's in the second nonary game with the bracelet with the number 1 on it. He was running the nonary game in an attempt to test something called morphinogenic field theory, which is the idea that certain ideas in the human collective consciousness can affect other people even though there's no direct communication between them. So for example, they use the example of Ice 9. So there's a type of ice called Ice 9, supposedly. I don't know if this is real or not. It might not be. where if it's frozen at room temperature, but then suddenly one piece of Ice 9 somewhere melts, and then all Ice 9 everywhere melts. And it's like, wow, it's almost as if they're communicating to each other through some sort of morphogenetic field theory. So that's what it is. Yeah, I don't think Ice 9 is real. But there was supposedly a mummy in ancient Egypt who was frozen using Ice 9, who was still frozen at room temperature, and they called her Alice, which is short for all ice. And she's very important, I swear, do not forget about her. So, in the first nunnery game, Ace, which is the guy who was doing the first nunnery game, he's called Ace because he's the number one, was running it in order to test morphogenetic field theory. It sounds very JoJo. It's because it's very anime. He was doing it to test morphogenetic field theory. So the way that he did it is he ran two separate instances of the gigantic. One was an actual boat that was going to sink, and one of them was a building in the middle of Nevada built to exactly replicate it. And he put people in the two of them who were particularly strong in the morphogenetic field. One group was like transmitters, and one group was receivers, and the idea was that the transmitter group would send the solutions to the puzzles in the building to the group and the other one to see if the one in Nevada would sink. No, it's just to see if they could communicate with each other. The reason why he wanted to do this is because he was face blind and wanted to fix the fact that he was face blind, and he would accomplish that by doing this for some reason. So he's doing that. As part of the last puzzle, he sets up Akane Kurashiki, who's there, to try and solve a Sudoku puzzle, but she doesn't know how to solve Sudoku. So what she does is she uses the morphogenetic field to communicate into the future to send herself. So it's the possible future in which she survives that game. She goes on to create the second nonary game, which is the... If enough people know how to see faces, then everyone can see faces or something. Okay. So, in the possible future in which she survives the Sudoku puzzle, she goes on, and then, however many years later, creates the nonary game that the game 999 is based on. And in that game, Junpei undergoes an exact replica of all of the puzzles that she had to undergo, including the Sudoku puzzle at the end, but Junpei knows how to solve Sudoku, so he connects in the morphogenetic field through time to Akane Kurashiki, who's solving the puzzle in the past, and solves the Sudoku puzzle for her. Akane Kurashiki is also in the game in the future, along with being the person who set it up, and when the Sudoku puzzle starts getting solved, she disappears, but it's not because she is, like, gone through some sort of time warp bullshit, it's because she left through a secret passage and we never saw it. After Junpei saves past Akane through the morphogenetic field, he escapes with most of the other people. He experienced a number of other timelines while he was there in which he failed to save her, which made it retroactively not possible for the game to be happening in the first place, because if he doesn't save her, then she can't go on to make the nonary game happen. So those timelines are like fake bullshit, but he still remembers them because she's experiencing them, because she's experiencing all future timelines in which she survives and sets up the nonary game, and she has to set it up that way in Nevada to look like the gigantic, because that's the way that she remembers it having been set up in the future from young her's perspective. So when she goes out, she has to replicate her own memories in the form of the nonary game in order to force herself to survive. That's the first game, and that is the most coherent one in the entire series. As they're driving away from the nonary game, they run into a mummy who's hitchhiking, and they pick her up, and that's how the game ends. That's the first game. The second game is called Virtue's Last Reward. In VLR, you play as Sigma, another guy who falls asleep in his car and then wakes up in a elevator looking thing. There's a puzzle he solves, and after he solves it, he's there with another person named Phi. Phi is also important. They're there, and they have to play the decision game, the AB game. So this is another nonary game, It's run by a little mascot bunny who calls himself Zero the Third. Don't forget that either. The participants in that game are Tenmyoji, who ends up being an old version of Junpei. It turns out 40 years have passed since the first game. Quark, an adoptive son of Junpei who doesn't matter at all and is like unconscious for 90% of the plot. Clover, a character from the first game that I didn't mention. Alice, the mummy, who turns out to not have been a mummy. She was a secret agent Egyptian woman who cosplays as a mummy constantly and has the name Alice, but isn't in any way related to the mummy. And she works for the government as part of a secret organization to track down a secret conspiracy group cult called Free the Soul, who it turns out that Ace, the guy from the first game, was always working for. And Clover is there because she became a secret agent after the first game and joined Clover and became part of it. And she's dressed in, like, caveman cosplay because that's how all secret agents dress up. The other participants in the killing game are in the VLR nunnery game are K, a giant man dressed up in a robot suit who turns out to actually have the face of Sigma, and not be a robot. He's just a guy. He's a clone of Sigma. Who else was there? Luna, who turns out to be a robot the whole time and dies. I forget everybody else. Oh, Dio, the world's biggest asshole, who turns out to be a clone of the founder of Free the Soul's brother, who's there to fuck everything up, but the person who's running this nunnery game, who's, surprise, surprise, it's actually Akane again, but she's like 100 years old now. Along with... The robot wasn't actually a robot, but a different girl was actually a robot. Yes. Akane is conspiring with an old version of Sigma, who's the protagonist, to create the decision game, the nunnery game, AB edition, in order to awaken an ability in Phi and Sigma, which are the two main characters, known as shifting, which is the ability to travel to other timelines. It turns out that the morphinogenic field also has this ability. Instead of it being some roundabout bullshit with Junpei being able to see alternate timelines because Akane can see alternate timelines and Akane is communicating them to him, it appears that the morphogenic field just lets you shift into other timelines completely. You get memories from those other timelines, but at halfway through the game they change it so actually you're transferring your entire consciousness and swapping places with them. It turns out that the Sigma you play as in the game is the 100 years old Sigma, who invented cloning technology and robots, and is on the moon. The entire game takes place on the moon. And they're having this game because Free the Soul, which is the secret cult organization, is going to release a virus called Radical 6 that makes everybody kill themselves on the entire world and then blows up the world with antimatter bombs. They're trying to make that stop not happening. They want it to not happen. And in order to do that, they have to send Phi and Sigma back in time using the shifting ability to have them go to the place where Radical 6 was originally released and stop it from having been released. And in order to do that, they have to make a decision game happen, because in order to shift, you have to be in danger, I guess. So it's really funny because whenever they want to make someone shift, they just like run at them with a knife and it makes them shift to another timeline. And also, the other thing is you have to be moving slowly. So the reason why they didn't realize they were on the moon the whole time is that Radical 6 actually lowers your reaction speed, your perception by a radical 6, like radical 6, which is actually also the gravitation of the moon. So they didn't realize the whole time because they were perceiving things in like a radical 6 percentage speed, and that's how fast the moon gravity is. So if you jumped up in the air, I mean, you would go like 10 times as high, but you wouldn't realize that you're moving at the same. If you dropped a rock, it would fall at normal looking speed. All of physics would be fucked up and you would realize it immediately, but they don't, and that's the twist. They send Sigma back in time. Turns out Sigma has robot arms and a robot eye, because he's the old Sigma and he never looked in a mirror the whole entire game to realize that he was an old guy. He thought he was still a young guy. And they have to send him back to the facility where Radical 6 is going to be released. And they do that, and that's this game. This game is the facility where Radical 6 gets released, and it's even more bullshit than anything else in the whole game. So the participants in this game are... I can actually show you the list of people. The participants in this game are... here. Let me shift to the game. Are this guy who is a firefighter who's never been around before. He's just a new character. Akane Kurashiki, who is now a cat girl. Junpei, who was the protagonist of the first game, and he's now incredibly emo for no reason. Tenmyoji in VLR was an older version of Junpei and had never seen Akane since 999, but this Junpei is seeing her and has to lose his memories at the end of this game of any of this happening in order for that to make sense. Even though there's no reason for that to happen, Akane could use his help. Akane is trying to stop Radical 6 from getting released, but she still erases his memory just so that retroactively it makes sense. These characters are new and don't matter. She's a serial killer and he's a big crybaby. This is Diana, who I don't know anything about her. She's a nurse, maybe. This is Phi, and this is old Sigma in young Sigma's body. And it turns out that there's a teleporter that lets you move yourself to another timeline that works differently from shifting. And it only works every 10 months specifically. And after this killing game was over, Sigma is Nutcracker guy. After this killing game ended in one of the timelines, Sigma and Diana were stuck there because the door opened and closed and they were still stuck inside. And because it's specifically 10 months before the teleporter works again, they fucked and had twins, and the twins were... They put the twins in the teleporter and sent them back in time, and the twins were Diana, or were Phi, and brother, who's the mastermind of this nonary game, which is not a nonary game, they're calling this the decision game, and Q, his name is also Q, and he's the secret villain who was part of Q Team this whole time, but was secretly off screen in every scene of the entire game up until this point. Right, the last thing that happened, I started the stream, the last thing that happened... Oh, that's true. Even better. The last thing that happened was that they were like, the killer is you! And they pointed off screen and panned over, and there was just like Emperor Palpatine sitting in a chair, and he was like, it's you, the blind and deaf guy who's been here all along and is 100 years old named Q. I know that we were thinking we were talking about the kid in an orb head mask whose name we thought was Q, but actually his name is Sean, and he's a mystery guy who's here for no reason. But actually we were talking about this guy. That's the entire plot. I've recapped to you perfectly. You understand everything now. I didn't forget anything. Not even a single thing. Yep. Thank you. I try my best. Okay.
Think there's more.
None of this matters. Okay, so they gotta put in the brooch and the birdcage. This is important, but it doesn't matter. Ignore that this is happening. This is stuff that they sent back in time with them. Do I have to do a space? With the two babies, which were Phi, and brother, which was Delta, which was Q. No. Am I messing something up? Is that not how you spell brooch? Broach. Ooh. Bird. Cage. That's like the type of bread, isn't it?
Huh. I wonder why I...
What's the matter?
It's brooch, but it's a different word. It's a different word for birdcage? Why? Oh yeah, I can show you this too. Here's the flowchart for the game. This is the flowchart for this game. Of, like, events. And it used to be more complicated, but they revealed that all three groups were actually participating in the game from the same room, but they were all asleep at different times. So they had to, like, stack them on top of each other. They used to be more, like, spread out. It's breaking up so much because of timeline stuff? Yeah. It's like decisions that people make. It's okay. I thought it was birdcage too. Five-letter word, three-letter word.
Wait.
Oh, it's music box. I hope all of this is also illuminating. All of these, like, flashes of other timelines. So she remembers other timelines.
Diana?
I don't know why she does. Because of...
What's gotten into you?
Because of shifting. Also, the best thing about this game is the 3D models. They look like such ass. In the first game, it was 2D sprites, and in the second game, in VLR, it was,
What? No. Diana, you're...
Also, I thought they were in lesbians with each other, but it turns out she's just her future daughter, mother.
Sigma!
You don't have to say anything. This is enough for now.
They remember the timeline in which Phi is actually their daughter. Yeah, the animations are so good. It's a work of genius, truly. It's beauty. Cool. What a great ending to the game. Now what? Do we know the key to this one? I don't think we do. You didn't input the code. You just all cried and hugged each other. I do? Okay. It's WeWay ODA. I guess that's true, actually. They did say that. Someone walked in with a very small dog? That's pretty great. That's probably more entertaining than this game. This game is so bad. Even the second game was good. Until the last, like, hour or two. Where it was complete nonsense. Where were the other two boxes?
What the hell is this?
It looks like a device of some kind.
Hey, look, something's appearing on the monitor.
To execute the Force Quit program, the central control computer must be booted.
Central control computer?
It's me,
Wait,
Carlos.
Did we ever see something
It's
like that in
me,
here?
Edgy Junpei.
If there
it's me,
isn't,
Akane Kurishiki.
then we're out of luck.
Dead end, huh?
It looks unprofessional.
Hey, Carlos, how did you know that password?
I just
I'm not
did.
sure.
Not
What?
sure.
I don't know how I knew.
I got mind hacked.
This is just a guess, but Carlos, did you possibly shift from another timeline?
Wait, shift?
Shift.
Shift is where you transfer your memories to another timeline.
Oh, so it was like that then.
Oh, so I
Hey,
get it
come
now.
on, you're the only one to figure it.
Sorry, just could you be quiet for a second?
Sorry, but could you shut the fuck
I
up?
need to think about something.
There's also a dog in this one named Gab. He's not a participant, he's just a little doggy. How did Gab get to the other vent? Because he came from one vent to the other one, right? He went out this vent and came in this one, and it's the same room. Is it just that there's like a path right here? And he's just like going through the same one over and over? Because that'd be funny.
You've been sitting here for an hour, Carlos. Could you maybe share what you've been thinking about?
No.
Do you want to know?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I was thinking about you, Akane.
Me?
You're, well, to be blunt, really hot.
What?
Huh?
We may never manage to make our way out of the shelter.
What?
You know what that means, right?
This is out of character. This is really
sorry.
bizarre.
I'm not sure.
What the hell are you getting at, you asshole?
Yeah.
Oh, look. A Neanderthal is trying to block my way.
Why is he a dick suddenly? Carlos is so
Wait,
nice.
What the hell?
Carlos! No! Please stop!
What the hell is going on?
Fuck up. You bastard!
What the fuck? What is going? What is this? I put you in danger, so now you remember.
What the hell are you doing, Carlos?
That's me asking the game.
I suppose I couldn't control myself.
Is he being Is he being mind hacked right now? Is that the joke? Comedy punching sound effects.
Is that all you got?
What did you say?
That's the extent of your feelings for Akane? Huh?
Damn you!
He wants to prove that Junpei really does care about Akane, and the best way he can think of is attempt to rape her.
That was a good one. Oh, I can tell you're finally getting fired up over this.
Shut the fuck up! You fucking asshole!
Junpei is justified for once. That's just this appropriate reaction. That's a really weird and bizarre thing to do out of nowhere.
Carlos, are you all right?
Yeah, that was nothing. Anyway. Hey, man. What do you say to a drink?
What?
To clean the slate between us.
What?
Come on.
You attempted to assault Akane like 5 seconds ago.
Huh? This one'll work fine. Ah, damn it. I blame you for this, Junpei. My hands are all shaky after...
What the fuck are you doing, Carlos?
Sorry, but could you guys help me clean this up?
What the hell?
The fuck is going on? Is he gonna stab them in the neck and then make them shift?
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Guys, it's almost time.
What the fuck was that?
You're right.
What? Huh?
When next you wake,
What?
now you will have no memory of these past 90 minutes. Pleasant dreams.
That was so bizarre. What was that? What? Huh? Oh, and there's a big escape. We're done. There's a big happy we're done scene. They're all. It's a curtain call. They're all gonna come out on stage and bow to the audience. So I hope you enjoyed that. We added in a little sexual assault scene in there for fun. Just for you, the audience at home. For no reason. Oh yeah, they disguised the room as a different room for no reason. They didn't do this for any reason at all.
I knew it. Looks like the memories we regained are true after all.
The 3 wards were all in the same place. Then...
Wow, hey, it's literally everybody.
Carlos!
It's Carlos with a shit kicked out of him.
Junpei.
And Mira, and Eric.
Here they all are.
Sean, right?
And Q. Show us Q. Where's
Carlos. What happened?
Proof of friendship.
What?
Huh. Anyway.
So it literally is what I said. He wanted to prove that Junpei and Akane care about each other, and the best thing he could think of was sexually assaulting Akane so that Junpei kicked the shit out of him.
What are you guys doing here?
According to the schedule, C team and Q team should both still be asleep.
We took a page out of your book and did what you did. We used the cards to keep the bracelet needle from injecting us.
This is also fucking
So
stupid.
does that mean?
Yeah. I remember everything.
I do too. Junpei and I as well.
Over the past few hours,
I hope Eric
we
doesn't.
got back the memories we forgot.
Eric's like, I don't know what's going on
To
at
be more
all.
accurate, it's more like we accessed the morphogenetic field and downloaded all of them.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the other history's memories too?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you're like us.
But why?
Hold up. Eric and I are different.
I
Yeah,
don't know what the fuck is going on.
we didn't gain memories from other histories.
Then neither of you got injected?
No, we're the same as Carlos and the others.
Why do they all have access to the...
told them.
Why do they all have access to the room with the cards? Wasn't that only in one ward? So it would be locked for the other two? Right?
Maybe I'll start from the beginning.
I am robot.
First, so I could run the program in the Force Quit box, I accessed the central control computer. Then, I briefly turned off the communication network. That way, I stopped the surveillance cameras from sending any data to Zero.
Okay, so it would
I
have been
didn't
the...
want Zero to catch on to what we were doing.
So yes, we were watching the game through the security cameras.
And that's when Sean
Zero,
let
I
us
guess.
in on the truth of what's going on here.
We went over to the transporter room and picked up 2 cards. Before the injection, we each slipped one between our wrists.
That's so
and
fucking
bracelet.
stupid.
Okay. Now you two make sense. But what about you, Sean?
Well, you probably already know, but I'm a robot.
He's a robot.
Being injected does nothing to me.
That's...
I want to see a Q portrait.
Every time the time limit approached, I was forced to go into sleep mode. Then my memories from the previous 90 minutes were deleted.
Sleep mode.
I didn't want that to happen, so... You remember me saying I accessed the computer?
One draft.
Oh, I hacked my own
The author
system,
wrote
too.
this down on a
He said he
napkin.
managed to
He was like,
cancel
perfect.
the force sleep and delete functions.
What about C-Team then?
We couldn't interrupt the surveillance cameras, so we had to be sneaky instead.
First, Carlos pushed me down and climbed on top of me.
He what? It was just an act. I was only pretending to do it.
Okay.
Carlos used that moment to whisper in my ear. He said to go to the transporter room and grab the cards in there.
So they all have access to the transporter room?
But if I just let her go like that, it looks suspicious. So Junpei and I stayed behind to get Zero's undivided attention.
But-
I casually invited Junpei to
Huh?
the power room.
Would Zero not be more interested in Akane going off alone to the
You can see the
transporter
results
room?
of our conversation.
You should have told me what was up.
If I had, then Zero would have figured it out.
That's stupid.
You look like you'd be a crap actor.
And after that?
We met Akane in the lounge. We hid from the cameras and each got a card from her.
I figured there was something suspicious going on in that moment.
Sorry, but could I get confirmation on something? Everyone knows what all happened in the other histories, right?
So you know Faya's my daughter? Yes.
Even you, Mira and Eric?
Didn't Eric say so earlier? Sean told us everything.
So we're all on the same page.
But wait. Why?
Why what?
Why do we know about the other histories?
Well, that's probably...
Morphinogenic field theory.
You want to know?
Hey, it's Q, who's been off screen this whole time.
Q?
Where did you come from?
Or maybe it's actually Zero.
Why did you not
You
think
are
about
free
this?
to call me by my given name, which is Delta. There's no need to look so threatening. You were the one who named me, Diana.
As I am your son from the future past.
It doesn't matter. I shall answer your question. Carlos, Akane, Junpei, Diana, Phi, and Sigma. All 6 of you know that you are shifters, correct?
Yeah.
Think back on your path to this very moment. Did you arrive in this history by following a normal flow of time?
Not even remotely.
No, of course you didn't. You jumped in from another history using your shift abilities. And it wasn't just this once. You have been shifting back and forth many, many times. From one point in space-time to another. You boldly took chances. Much like jumping from one tree branch
So it can't possibly
to
be
another.
that shifting is against the rules.
You have forgotten that fact.
Zero must have just attacked him
Perhaps
with
as
a
result of the
Sean
medicine,
clone for no reason.
or as one of the side effects of shifting. Regardless, your memories have been kept firmly intact.
Yeah.
Within the morphogenetic field. It is simply that the 6 of you regained the memories
Oh, it
of
is
those
Falco.
times. One small trigger, and the levee preventing you from remembering collapsed. Sean is a similar case. However, his
Where did
thought
you come
center
from?
is located.
He just walked in from out of
quantum
the
computer.
room.
So I suppose
Did they leave
it's
his
slightly different from
Did
you.
they leave his wheelchair somewhere?
What about me and Mira?
You are both like me, in that we do not have the ability to shift.
You don't?
I have another power instead.
I have swaggy sunglasses.
The power to mind hack.
Oh my fucking
Mind
god.
hack?
Oh my god. He can mind hack.
I am able to read other people's minds.
Why are you telling us all this?
I know the thoughts and ideas that go through their heads. That's why I know exactly what Phi is trying to do right now. Step away from that device, Phi.
Then, when we blocked the injection,
I saw through your ruse.
Of course.
Then why did you...
I wanted all of you to play the final decision game.
Okay.
The final decision game?
Why did you do any of the other
I
decision
find
games?
human decisions fascinating.
Even though I can
More
control them
specifically,
and make them
the
do anything
world
I want them
branching
to.
that occurs as a result. I already mentioned that I am unable to shift. But after looking inside millions of minds, I learned one thing. There are people in this world with the ability to jump between histories. That shifters exist. Hence, why I know so much about these parallel worlds.
You did all this? Because you were curious?
My motives
When a
are very
person does something
complex.
significant, it's difficult to boil the reason down to one word. Their motives are often very complex.
Yeah.
It is the same now. To fulfill several objectives, it was necessary to trap all of you in here.
Which ones? What were the
So
objectives?
why did you do it?
You want to know?
Yes. Explain. Explain yourself.
It is so you give birth to Phi and myself, Diana.
That was it?
What do you mean?
Phi and I
But there was so much bullshit that you did on top of that. There was only like one thing that was necessary for that to happen.
are the children of Diana and Sigma.
Phi is...
Wait. They're children?
November 16th, 2029. Phi and I were born.
He's got 15 other motives. Awesome.
This was another history, of course.
Can't wait.
Shortly after, the atomic data that makes up our bodies was transported to April 1904.
How was Phi so young?
The transporter was located in a German research facility at that time.
Shouldn't they be the same
Our
age?
bodies reconstructed and regenerated in the export pods at that facility.
And I was raised by
But
evil
that
Germans.
would mean you're actually...
I'm 124.
You're joking.
But Phi is...
A German researcher sent her to 2008.
Ah, okay.
Records indicate that she was part of an experiment.
you're saying Phi...
The music is still so loud. I've turned it down like 3 different times.
I jumped back in time from 2029 to the year 1904, and then forward again to 2008?
Technically, what was sent both times was simply the data makeup of Phi's body.
I heard that
Okay.
in 2008,
Bye-bye.
the device was being studied in an American facility.
That's when an old couple who were researchers took me in.
Is there a really comically old Phi also around?
We've gone off topic. But yes.
How are
that
you
was one of
124
the
years
major
old?
goals.
How did you live that long?
Everything that occurred here helped create Phi and myself. And when I say that, I am including all of the other histories.
Really?
If I hadn't trapped the group of you here, then Phi and I would have never been born in our current forms.
So all of this was necessary?
Sean, you should already know about epigenetics. You see, environmental factors determine which switches are activated within the genetic code. Reproductive cells are the same. Or perhaps I should say that the reproductive cells are the ones most affected.
Oh, I get it.
That makes one of us.
That's why you made Diana and Sigma play the decision game.
What do you mean?
By backing them into a crisis situation,
You forced them to
he
have
caused
sex.
an epigenetic change within their reproductive cells.
But you can cause all of this horse shit. You can cause a crisis without needing to involve 6 other people and do all this other bullshit.
I think that's why their children were born with unique powers.
Gold Star. This is the reason I have my mind-hacking abilities. Phi was affected as well. You were born a shifter.
So you're born with superpowers as part of time bullshit?
DT. Do you?
But there's so many people who have time powers who weren't involved in time bullshit, right?
I don't recall what was
Or weren't
written
born
on your wall.
in time bullshit scenarios.
When curious hate oozes calamity.
This is so
And rearranging
stupid.
the letters gives you.
No way. What you choose can materialize us.
Oh, our decisions will bring you to life.
That is why the decision games were held. So that the Phi and me, here now, would materialize exactly the way we are.
No, but... Okay, so I get why you had to have Diana and Sigma go through life or death decisions. But the rest of us had nothing to do with...
I already told you. My motives are complex.
Woo! His motives are very complex. His motives are very complex. They're very, very, very complex.
What? Wait, there's more?
Yes.
Fuck you, you goddamn old man!
Fine, no!
So real. Wait! Phi can only jump that high in VLR because of moon gravity. Why can she do this? She just leapt like 16 feet up in the air. What the hell? I mean, she's so real. Good job for kicking him in the face. Shoot him. Fuck him. Kill him.
It's over.
Yeah.
You may be right.
I am. Kill him.
What?
Diana, take this. Put it in. Your bluebird, too.
Okay.
It's ready.
Verified. Key items were set. Executing Force Quit program. 10 minutes until explosion.
What?
Oh no!
The hell? What is
The
this?
force quit was a force quit from life.
Hey, answer me! What's with that announcement?
Must I explain? This shelter will soon explode. You've worked so hard, only to turn on this facility's self-destruct mechanism.
Sean, access the central control computer.
It's no use. Once the Force Quit program has been activated, there is no possible way for you to reverse it.
Then what can we do?
I will tell you one
Steve
good,
Jobs Palpatine.
no, two good things. First, I suggest checking behind the bar counter.
Oh. Oh, no!
Why would you?
Gab.
What?
Gab's been.
What? He killed Gab.
Killed Gab?
What the fuck?
Yes, with a shotgun.
Why?
There wasn't much life left in him anyway.
What? How is that a good thing? I just.
I never expected to hear that coming.
What the
from you, Sean.
So what's the other thing? You had...
His motives are very complex. I have some good news for you. You should check behind the counter. I had to do this. Ooh. This was all part of my plan. I had to murder the puppy dog in order to ensure that I come into existence. Ooh.
2 things to tell us.
I have the ability to mind hack.
Yes.
We already know that.
But I've not told you everything.
Oh my
about
fucking
it.
god.
Reading other people's thoughts isn't the only thing.
I can
do
also
with
mind
hacking.
control them and force them to make
It
certain
only lasts a
decisions.
moment. But I am able to control someone's body as I wish. Like this.
He controls Eric to make him shoot the gun. Oh, I was making a joke, but sure, okay. Is he gonna possess Eric now?
Why?
No, for real, my finger just...
Mind hacking.
Okay, so if one of his motivations, of course he has like a laundry list of them, but if one of his motivations is like, oh, I find decisions so fascinating, why was he mind hacking people to make decisions earlier? He was forcing them to choose to betray each other when they didn't want to do that. He was just like, ha ha ha, what if I make this thing set up so I can see people make choices, because I like to see people make choices. While they're making choices, what if I stop them from making choices? What if I control them and stop them from doing that thing that I set this whole thing up to do?
Understand.
Just die.
This
Fuck you.
is my power.
Yes, I understand. I forced
So, let's begin. Your
I forced
final
you to kill me.
decision game. You have 2 choices. 1, to stay here and wait to die.
Or 2, to leave through the open door and leave me
The other
behind.
is- the other
Wow, awesome.
Hey, what's the other option? What's the other option?
Hey, Sean, can you still open the X door for us, please? Any way you could do that? We just, like, run away, Wile E. Coyote style?
5 minutes until explosion.
What should we do? What about the X door?
And how exactly should we open it? Unless 6 people die, it's gonna stay closed.
Didn't Sean say you could
Or
open
should
it?
we start killing each other now?
Mira?
Mira, I think you should kill yourself.
I have an idea.
Which is?
We're going to shift, all of us, together.
Hey, hold on.
Oh.
Like jumping to another history.
Oh no! Fuck. They're gonna shift to the timeline where the coin flip was the other color and make none of this happen.
History?
But Eric and I...
Oh my god.
I'm sure it will be fine.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
Remember what I said? Human consciousness may be a result of quantum effects in the brain.
So literally everyone can
You
shift.
said if certain conditions are met, we can also...
What are the conditions?
First, you need to be exposed to danger. And the other one is...
To be in the vicinity of a group of shifters.
Really?
I get it.
That's the
We'll
requirement?
resonate, and then Mira and Eric can...
But which history are we going to jump to?
None of the similar histories will work. One team is likely to be dead after the vote.
And we can't shift if there are no bodies for us to jump to, right?
Go to the one where...
And...
Funniest timeline. All 9 of them remember flipping the coin, having it landing on the right color. They go outside like, what happened? And then they're suddenly teleported underground and a bomb explodes in 5 minutes.
We need to jump to where all of us are alive.
When we're all alive.
Do you mean...
Yeah. Woo! This is the worst game ever. I don't like this game at all.
The history, where we won the coin toss.
I think this game might be worse than Aine, actually.
3 minutes until explosion.
I'm not sure I get it all, but it's a good
I think
idea.
an Aine is a 2
you
out of 10.
saying?
This might be a 1 out of 10.
There's no way we could do that.
Why not?
Shift
Aine
isn't
makes me
simply
more
jumping
upset
into bodies in
than
different
this,
histories.
but I think this might be
Our
worse.
consciousnesses swap places. Ours for theirs.
We'll be forcing our other selves into these bodies, and they'll die without knowing why.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
What?
Well, they're all living without a care off in another history, yeah? One time, they do the coin toss once and win? Don't you think that's unfair?
Mira, you're saying they, but we're talking about ourselves here.
If I were in this situation, I would do it. I would shift. And also, if I were in the situation, if I were in the reverse situation, I would not be upset if I had all the context. Does an LGBT person die? I'm thinking that's either Gab or Q. Those are one of the two. Only 2 options. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would do this because it's like I would replace myself. I would let myself die and be replaced with a version of myself from another timeline where I remembered a bunch of crazy shit happening. I would do this.
Well, we should consider if those people really are us.
Good point. If we assume that we here are the true versions, then the us in the other history are essentially strangers.
Even more of a reason not to.
If we shift to that history, then we're tossing the others under the bus to save ourselves.
The us in that history have done nothing wrong.
You have no foot to stand on here, Sigma.
The only thing they did was win at a coin toss.
You do this constantly.
You could say the same for us. The only thing we did was lose a coin toss. Even so, we've had to go through so much shit. We've been forced to put our lives on the line.
Besides, aren't the bodies in the other histories ours anyway?
Then why should we second guess ourselves?
Huh.
1 minute until
That's true.
explosion.
We're out of time. I'll say it again. We have 2 choices. We can stay here and wait for our deaths, or survive by sacrificing our other selves in another history.
So that's what that bastard meant.
This is so not a crisis. Is this maybe a little fucked up to do? Maybe, but this is what shifting is. We've been doing this constantly for the entire game of this game and all of VLR.
The final decision game.
Yeah. Like, am I insane? We did this 100 times over the course of the story.
Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Neither can I.
It somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone?
Let's see the
Kind of bet.
the blue light come from the ceiling.
Did we all forget what happened?
Hey, could I ask all of you something?
Can I murder you, please?
Who is this kid?
Also, where's Q? Isn't Q alive in this timeline? They all fell over. Yay! We did it! Yippee!
Did we do it?
We're not wearing the bracelets, so
Also, is the decision to shift or not shift another choice that creates a branching path? Because if so, then it doesn't matter what you do because the other option will also exist in a parallel universe. And if you're gonna get all worked up about these people from a parallel universe, you should shift because you're also creating another version of them where that doesn't happen. Right?
I don't know the time, but
Judging by the position of the sun, it's probably noonish.
And the date?
How would I know?
Hey, Mira. Eric. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I definitely
Are they gonna
remember
adopt
you.
him?
then we really did.
The world's most fucked up couple of all
must have
time.
worked.
Life is unfair.
Here he is.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Hey, it's Gab. Gab's alive. Yay!
You
Gab shifted.
bastard. 17 years ago, a snail traveled down a narrow
Snail
path in the park.
fucked things up for
If
people.
that snail hadn't been there, perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life
The
than
butterfly
you did.
effect exists.
Just one small snail.
The snail
And
effect.
everyone's lives, even the world, changed.
So, what's the big deal?
Oh, would you just quit talking nonsense?
Gab. Gab lives too.
I'm so glad you were safe.
Me.
Of course we were.
Not you. I'm
You
talking to
all
Gab.
had
Shut the fuck up.
shifted in from another history.
Shoot his head off.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
And what exactly will that accomplish?
Isn't
go
it
to jail.
obvious? We're throwing you in the slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone. Specifically, in this history, not a single person has died.
Okay, but we have like 9 collaborating accounts right now. If we were like, yes, he imprisoned us here and held us against our will for a long period of time and like subjected us to these horrible things. It's our 9 accounts versus his 1. And the facility still exists. They can still break in and be like, wow, yeah, there was a fucked up amount of stuff in here. And like axes and chainsaws and showers that shoot acid. They could still put him in jail. He's the leader of Free the Soul! He's the leader of Free the Soul!
I strongly doubt the police would listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift.
But also, we did say that you can shift if you're a normal person just from being around a lot of people who can shift. So maybe you did. Maybe you did, like Mira and Eric. How do we know you didn't?
The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind-hacked you. In effect, the me you know is a different person than the one before you.
I'm reformed. I'm a good guy now.
Can I be charged for killing someone in another history? If so, then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
You are the leader?
What about conspiracy to commit?
Yeah. I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks all over the shelter.
Unfortunately, I have removed them all.
In 10
You've
seconds.
slept for quite a while.
I got rid of literally
Nothing
all
is
of them.
left in the shelter. No transporter, no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite. What? Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died. Phi and I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6.
That's good.
There is only a
That's good.
bright future ahead for
That's good.
all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
They should just like... They should all look at each other and then look back and be like, get him! And they all run and they just like start beating the shit out of him and like tearing him apart. And then they're all like, promise not to tell anybody about this. I promise. And then they just like all walk away and never mention this to each other ever again. That's what should happen. They just all murder him right now. Get him! Ah!
But according to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
A religious fanatic, a terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story. You said you released Radical 6 so that you could kill that person.
That person was
The
me.
me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Hey, where's that happy future you mentioned?
Moron.
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Phi?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive. But yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose a future.
You want to
where
survive right
humanity
now
goes
when
extinct
you would...
over 6 billion.
You didn't want me to melt you with acid and kill you 1,000,000 times over and over forever. And you instead wanted to continue to be alive, even though in like 10 years from now that might result in more people dying if I'm not lying to you, and if this premonition was true, and if any number of other things is real the way I said it is. You would say it's hypocritical. It's hypocrisy. That's what it is. Why would you want to not get melted with acid a million times?
And dead.
Just kick his ass.
No.
He's 124 years old. Just kick the shit out of him and leave.
You're wrong, Delta.
Yeah.
Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Yeah, Carlos.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
And then Akane turns to Junpei and you're like, you're something I can get behind, Junpei. Carlos is very good. That was a good quote. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands. He's really good. I like him.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Mira.
You're
Okay,
right.
I guess. Me too.
The future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
In Zero Escape 4.
What's so funny?
Just that.
The idea
What
you
the
can
hell
change
do
the
you
future
mean?
is stupid.
I'm sure I...
All that we ever did in this entire game was to change the future 100 times, but you can't do that.
I told you in another history that my motives are complex.
Yeah, you wouldn't stop saying that.
Imagine, what if none of you had experienced the events that occurred in the shelter?
Would you be interested in stopping humanity from dying out? I don't think so. You would only want to stop humanity from dying out if I melted you with acid 100 times.
You're so determined now to change the future. One of the goals of all of this was to get you
Oh
into
my
that
god.
frame of mind.
Oh my
It's all
god.
going according to plan.
Kick his ass.
Without a single
Kill him.
I create a
Kill
future where
him.
mankind will be saved.
Ah!
Does that upset you?
Kill him.
Are you angry that your life was played with?
Kind of, yeah.
Very well. I will give all of you one last choice.
Shoot me. Shoot me. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him. Yeah.
With that gun there,
Die.
you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to leave. I promise I won't use mind hacking on you.
Ah, he promises. We should trust
You
him
are
now.
free to decide. Which shall it be?
Okay.
Pull the trigger or let me go.
I'm gonna kill him.
The fates of you, me, and mankind.
Fuck you.
Are all on the
Fuck
line.
you. Fuck you.
This is the decision game.
Fuck you. What? You only make choices through mind hacking? Oh, well, okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. But tell us what happened. That's great. That's wonderful. But tell us what happened. If it's Carlos's decision, show Carlos shooting him or not shooting him. Don't leave it. Don't show what happens. What the fuck is that about? Why would that be what happens? This game sucks ass. It sucks ass. Wow. I don't want to see the credits again. ZTD Game of the Year. Game of the Year 2029. How did Carlos escape from the shelter in that one ending? He took the teleporter and then waited 10 months in the outside world. He took the teleporter to 10 months into the past, but 10 months ago it was still in the shelter. He still had access to it 10 months ago. Zero did. So how did he get out of there, and what did he do for 10 months? Why did he kill Gab? What the fuck was that? He just murdered Gab for no reason at all. Shits and giggles. He just thought it would be funny. Giving the choice to Carlos is fine. I actually kind of like that. But if Carlos is going to make a choice, show us that Carlos is making a choice. Don't just cut to black. Boo. Boo. None of your business. I played 3 video games. It is my business. I've been here for like 30 hours. It is my business what happens to this motherfucker now. And how is he alive after 124 years? Is there an older Phi laying around somewhere? So much about this doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. This was really bad. And it also, it like pushes off the big dramatic confrontation, because the point of this, so Delta wanted to explode the whole world. He didn't want to explode the whole world. He wanted to set off, he wanted to release Radical 6 and set off a bunch of bombs in order to kill the terrorist that may or may not exist. That's not him. And so he released Radical 6 in the one timeline that led to the creation of VLR. But like, so VLR is all branching off of the one ending where Sigma like sacrifices himself in the explosion and Radical 6 gets out because of Diana. Why did Luna have the music box? In that ending, Diana would still have the music box. Diana's still alive, but she has Radical 6, so she probably dies at some point. Does Diana get it from Sigma? I thought she said she got it from her mother. But the only person who... It had to have been from Sigma. It had to have been from Sigma, because he heard the story... Well, he already knew the story of Till and My Till from his past, but the origin of that story is Diana. Is that everything in the whole game? Oh, I can decide to not shift, I guess. I thought they were going to, like, show us the people getting stuck here and exploding without realizing what was going on. Why did he kill Gab? And why was that good news? He just did that for shits and giggles. He did that for no reason. Also, can you choose to shift? Sigma was shifting without knowing about it this whole time. Right? In all of VLR, he shifted over and over and over and didn't even realize that's what he was doing. Okay, what a great ending. Awesome. So the fact that that is a possible timeline that exists means that there is also a possible timeline where they escape and don't, I think that's the whole game. Yeah. Where they don't get replaced. That's like also a possible timeline. So it's even less worth getting worried about. Okay, this was a game. That was a video game I just played. Good job. Video games. What are they? Storytelling, what is it? Should I do a tier list? I feel like that's been what I usually do. Oh, I'm showing the Firefox. I didn't mean to. I guess it doesn't matter. Because I was going to rate the game. I don't remember when the last stream was, or the first stream. You gave it a 9? It gets a 1 from me. Yeah. Gab is the best is A tier, but that's not what it is. Let me just make my own. Maybe? Something like that? Could do a whole series tier list, maybe. This is out of order. I don't think... Oh, no, it does have different versions of characters. Okay. So, let's see. VLR, or Zero Time Dilemma Phi. Should add F tier. Zero Time Dilemma Phi was kind of whatever. She had some moments where she was like original Phi, but most of the time she just kind of stood around. She wasn't that interesting. D tier. Zero Time Dilemma Junpei was kind of bad. He was kind of a piece of shit for no reason to Akane. He cared about her all along, and they make up by the end, but I don't know why he's such a fucking piece of shit. He's seen a lot of stuff, but that he's just like really mean to everybody. So he's like bottom of D tier. He's not quite F tier, because he is still Junpei. Ace is fine. He's like a fine antagonist. I don't give a shit. I like Diana. She's good. I really don't like... she's not as bad as the Ninth Man, but I really don't like Alice. I don't dislike Clover as much as I dislike Alice, but she's still pretty bad. She's like not a very good character. Again, she has moments where she's fine, but she's like unrecognizable compared to the first Clover, which is like S tier. You're really terrible. Dio is great. He's a piece of shit. He's really fun. Zero Time Dilemma Akane is like... She's better than Junpei significantly. She's like with Phi. Orphead is good. He's an A tier. Carlos is good. I like Carlos. 999 Akane is very fun. 999 Akane is like borderline best character in the series. She's so much fun. She's so goofy. She's like this walking embodiment of the kind of silliness that's inherent to some games, to some of the Uchikoshi games. 999 Junpei was just... He was good, but he wasn't anything special. I liked him alright. K, I liked a lot more early on, but I don't like that he was so quick to betray everybody whenever he got to 9 points. I don't know. I liked him more when he was being nice, which he did surprisingly little as the game went on. And I liked Kyle a bit. He was fun, but this K is just not really that great. He's just good. Lotus. Lotus, I feel kind of not really anything about. Lotus was just, I don't know. She was every single game needs a female character with their tits out, and she was the one that was elected. Mira's good, better than Junpei. I really like Virtue's Last Reward Phi. Virtue's Last Reward Phi is like up here with Diana probably. Quark, I don't give a shit about. He's not a bad character, but he's such a nothing character. Not as bad as Clover. Right here with Luna, right here with Lotus. Santa was, I don't really, maybe B tier. He was fine. He was good most of the time. Weren't there like 2 or 3 endings where he was just completely insane and like tried to kill Lotus? I don't remember the context for that. Why did that happen? He's Akane's brother. Maybe better than K. 7 was pretty good. I liked 7. Maybe up here with Mira. I liked Virtue's Last Reward Sigma a lot better than Junpei from 999. Probably up here with Carlos or Orped. He was really fun. He's like on equal footing with Phi, I think. Old Man Sigma is like a big step down compared. He's like here with, I actually don't like him as much as this Phi, because this Phi is still recognizable. Old Man Sigma is like, he's not at all similar to Sigma from VLR. He's like down here with Quark and Junpei. Snake, I love Snake. Snake is great. Up here with Dio. Tenmyoji, fine. He's in C tier with Ace. And Eric is like here. There you go. It is pretty funny that in the main ending, nothing really came of the fact that Mira is a crazy serial killer. She just kind of... She's just like, eh. And she went off into the world, presumably to still eventually kill Eric. Okay. Well, that was that. I could end here. I know it's pretty late for you. It's like noon for me, so I gotta go get lunch, even if I'm gonna stream something else. That was a fun experience to stream, even if it was a completely dogshit game. So I gotta think of what I want to play next. Maybe I'll spin the wheel again. Ooh, that could be fun. Maybe I'll spin the wheel again on stream. Although I need to, like, remake the wheel, because there's been a bunch of new recommendations. And I added the new rule of you're only allowed to suggest things once per person. Should I do that, or should I upload that as a separate video that I record off stream? Or should it be like a clip or something? I don't know how it works. Spin the wheel? Okay. I swear that when I spun the wheel, it was the first time I had ever spun it. It landed on looking at seals for an hour on my first spin. It wasn't like I didn't spin it multiple times to get what I was hoping for. Okay, let's see. So I want to make sure I do this right. So, okay. Nope, don't spin it. That doesn't count. Okay. So, inscription has 1 from me. So it gets 1. Lego Indiana Jones. How does this look on stream? Kind of weird, but it's fine. Lego Indiana Jones gets 1 from Casey. And then I'm taking off Henry Stickmin Collection because I've seen a playthrough of that, so I don't think it would be interesting to watch me play. Hylix, she recommended Hylix 1 and 2, but I'm only going to put 1 because I wouldn't play the second one before I play the first one. Parappa 2, Viva Pinata, all from Casey. You recommended the Viva Pinata racing party game that sucks ass, so I'll add that as well. So that's 1 from you. Link Faces of Evil from Casey. Casey recommended Yik, but I'm taking Yik off the list until the update. And then we have Persona 3 Portable gets 1. Persona 5 Strikers gets 1. And then my real-life friend recommended Persona 3 FES, which gets 1. Then you recommended Detective Pikachu, which gets 1. So Crow recommended Your Turn to Die. So it's at 4 right now, but I'm gonna set it at 1 and we'll increase it as we go. Seals for an Hour already happened. Look at images of Seal for an Hour, I'm taking off the list. And then entry level RX 78 and Assemble It on Stream was recommended once by Koopa, once by Suki, once by you, once by Katsu, so that's 4. My real life friend recommended Fire Emblem 3 776 without a guide. Yeah. And then my IRL friend posted like a bunch of images, posted like his top games of all time and said he would watch it no matter what it was. So I added a smattering of games from that. Casey recommended Paul Blart Game. So I added Metroid Prime, Mother 3, Blood, Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, all from my IRL friend. And then Toonie voted for Your Turn to Die. And Raincoat gets 1 from me and 1 from you. So where's Your Turn to Die? That's 1 from Toonie. Casey recommended Five Nights at Treasure Island, but that's already happened. Okay, so we will add 1 entry for watching mecha anime OPs that we provide to you for an hour from Koopa. Sleeping Stream recommended by Suki. Have I played hit Limbo Lane game Smile? No, I have not. Should I add that? You gotta put it in the suggestions chat so I make sure I'm remembering everything whenever I spin this wheel. And then Suki said FNAF. Another vote to Inscription. Okie dokie. I'm gonna... I was the one who said Inscription, but I would assume Casey would want Inscription too, so I'm gonna add another vote for her too. I'll say... Smile, whatever that is. Murder by Numbers. Oh, it's Picross, but there's a robot. I will play that. That sounds great. Just talking about FNAF scaring me. Devil May Cry 1 on Dante Must Die difficulty. Cry 1 on Dante Must Die difficulty. Lots of fun. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And then Guacamole from Koopa. Kingdom Hearts 2 Critical Mode Level 1, very fun. Okay. I could add everyone and say spinning the wheel in stream right now if you want to suggest more things. Do I have Murder by Numbers in my wish list on Steam? I might. I do. It's literally Picross. Cool. I love Picross. Okay, I can add that. I should add who voted for each thing to the little pop-up message. So raincoat was Kataga and Panta. Inscription was Kataga, KC, Panta. Lego Indiana Jones is KC, Panta. Hilux is KC. 2 is KC. Pinata is KC. Dude, Pinata Racing Party game that sucks ass is... Well, actually, is this just going to... I actually don't know how this is going to work. I should make a test wheel to see what happens. So if I delete all of these, just make one result and have it be test. And the pop-up message is Kataga. And I spin. Is it going to say test and then Kataga underneath it? It does. Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Portable was Panta. This was Geek-kun. Panta. I'm actually also going to add a vote for Persona 5 Strikers. Pikachu. Panta. Your turn to die is Pro Toonie, and I will also add a vote for that. I feel like that'd be fun. I don't really know what it is, but it sounds like fun. Geek-kun. This is Koopa, Panta, Katsu, and Tsuki? Yeah, Tsuki. Paul Blart game is Casey. I'm sure this is riveting content. Metroid Prime is Geek-kun. Mother 3 is Geek-kun. Blood is Geek-kun. Xenoblade Chronicles is Geek-kun. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is Geek-kun. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is Geek-kun. Also, for the record, I was never convinced that you flip a coin when you get cloned. Watching mecha anime OPs that we provide to you for an hour is Koopa. Sleeping Stream is Suki. Five Nights at Freddy's is Suki. Smile for Me is Panta. Devil May Cry 1 on Dante Must Die difficulty, lots of fun. But the clone has your memories. That's true. That's true. You could be the clone. That's not true. Nope. Nuh-uh. And you don't know it yet? The clone doesn't exist until it starts existing. So in the present, there is no clone. It's not a 50-50 chance. The game didn't convince me. It didn't convince me. It's not, that's not how it works. Geek. Guacamole. Koopa. Skill issue. No, I think the game is just stupid and I'm the smart one, actually. Casey. It shouldn't be hard to make the assertion that Zero Time Dilemma is maybe not a very smartly written game. Okay. Years of alignment. Damn it. Okay. So that's 500 years now. Surely that will convince you that you could be the clone. It's a 50-50 chance. It's not a 50-50 chance. It's not a 50-50 chance. The clone doesn't start existing until you hit the button. So your memories are not... It's not that you're experiencing the present from the perspective of the future. You're not. You're experiencing your memories as memories, which are that they're recalled. What are we adding? Casey beats Five Nights at Treasure Island, True Nightmare, but we pretend that Kataga is the one playing. That gets Casey and Panta. So that's 2. And then MS Paint, draw stuff. Gets Casey. Speaking of drawing stuff in MS Paint, I actually have a thought about... I gotta move the wheel back up. I actually have a thought about... I'm gonna make a new window capture for the paint. It's void. Why is it just black? Does it show up? No. For some reason it doesn't want to show paint. What if I go full screen? I mean, that's kind of weird in its own way, but it's strange that it's not showing up on the stream. Maybe I should use Clip Studio Paint instead. I have that installed too, I think. Maybe that'll show up. Not that I can use a stylus with my desktop, but it'll be the same. There we go. Okay, so this is a demonstration of something to do with, I need to cover chat, I don't know if I am or not. Something to do with the Sleeping Beauty problem. I was really unconvinced by the Sleeping Beauty problem in retrospect. So the idea of the Sleeping Beauty problem is you flip the coin, and then you have two possible outcomes. One of them is you're woken up, it's heads or it's tails. You get woken up and asked the question here. And if it's tails, you get asked the question, and then you lose your memory, and you get asked the question again, right? Hey! Hey, Adam. Well, you missed the end of the game. The game's over. Although you're just in time, actually, for two things. First of all, it was terrible. It was the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. It was a 1 out of 10. Worst game in my entire life is an exaggeration, but it was really bad. In just a little bit, I'm going to spin the suggestions wheel again, but I'm waiting for people to submit suggestions. You can add suggestions. The way it works is each person can only suggest something once, so if you want to get more space on the wheel, which you can see is like something that's on the wheel, you have to get more people to vote for it. And the votes are in the suggestions channel in my Discord, which I can send a link to you, but it should be on my like Twitch page. Or you can just say it doesn't matter if you don't feel like going through all of that. But yes, you can add suggestions if you want. Sekiro full playthrough. Okie dokie. You got it. Sekiro full play through. And that was suggested by Urban Hype. I was explaining something that came up in the game. You just scroll up a little bit more. That came up in Zero Time Dilemma, which was this concept of the Sleeping Beauty problem. So the way this works is we flip a coin, and then we put you to sleep, and we wake you up and ask you if it's heads or tails, if you thought it was heads or tails. If it's heads, we just ask you once. If it's tails, we ask you, put you to sleep, and then ask you again. So the question is, does the odds of the coin change because we ask you twice? If it's tails, is it one? Is the chance of it being heads 1/2 or 1/3? And I was explaining it to Sean, actually, my roommate. And his answer was that that's stupid. How do I go back to the pen I was using? There we go. So you aren't changing the odds of the coin flip. If anything, you're only changing the odds of it being tails from your perspective, because if you're being asked in a vacuum, you have the three cases, one in which it's heads, and you're being asked, one in which it's tails, and a third one in which it's also tails. That's this one right here, the second time that you're being asked if it's tails. And if we expand this, and it's easier to demonstrate if we, whoops, if we continue asking you past this point, right? If we ask you 100 times on this side, and only once on heads, then presumably there's like TN here. So there's however many possibilities on this side and only one on this side. So from your perspective, the odds of it being tails increases. So I think the better way to think about this is in terms of a big wheel, which is appropriate because I have the wheel above me right now. But we can think about it, so the way we can demonstrate a single coin flip is like this, right? It's a wheel, and this side is H, and this side is T. So it's equal odds of both. And then you have the wheel, and you spin it around and around and around, and if you're made to guess without, like, you close your eyes and it spins, and then you have to try to guess which of the two it is, you have an equal chance of being right in either case. If we add more times we ask you on this side, what that is, what the equivalent of that is, I think, is, it would be like this. So this side is heads, and this is tails. So this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, and this is T4. And this is the wheel. So if you spin this with your eyes closed, we'll draw a little person with their eyes closed. I pretend I do not see it. If we close our eyes and we spin this, there are a lot more cases in which tails is correct, right? But that doesn't mean that the odds of tails are increasing. So I think this is my way of thinking about it. If that makes sense. I think it's still a 50-50, yeah. Just because there's more cases where something is true doesn't mean that it's more likely to happen. This is stupid and wrong, it's 1/3. How? Why? Explain it. Sean convinced me. Actually, this is fun. Adam, you may have an opinion on this. So, okay, let's do another page. So, let's say you're standing here and you have a button in front of you, right? This is the button. And if you press the button, it's on a little table. If you press the button, you create a clone of yourself. With all of your memories, it's identical to you in every way. If that happens, Panta thinks that there's a 50-50 chance that you're the clone. Like, in the moment that you press the button, there's a 50-50 chance that you become the clone or stay where you are. And I think that's not how it works. I think it's that you're always left behind and you're just creating another person that has all your memories and remembers pressing the button and appearing here. Someone's got to be the clone. What we're doing is creating a new person. We have a little pad here or whatever the fuck that's like creating a new person right now. So their version of the memories of our life are being created along with their body. They're being created in this brain that we're simulating perfectly right now. Just because they have a memory of doing this doesn't mean that they're... If you agree with the premise that if you're knocked out after pressing the button and you're asked, that means you have a 50-50 chance of being the clone, that means you could be the clone. It's not whether or not you could be the clone, it's whether or not you get left behind. It's okay, Adam. It's fine. I'm enjoying just talking through this as we wait for more suggestions. Think about this. Let's say you're standing here and there's someone behind, you're talking to someone, and this person holds up a number behind their hand, behind their back. They're holding up like a 3. And you can't see what the number is. And they ask you to guess what the number is. What are the odds that you guess correctly? Is it 1 in 10? Okay. But what are the odds of it being 3? The answer is that there's no probability going on. From your perspective, if we give this guy eyeballs, it's not every number at once. It's not. You not knowing something is not the same thing as it being in a quantum superposition. This was explained in the game by someone who doesn't understand what a quantum superposition is. You have classical mechanics at this scale, and quantum mechanics only applies at, like, the quantum scale. This is not how it works. It's not every number at once. It doesn't collapse into being 3. They always held up 3. And you have a probability of being right when you guess randomly, but that doesn't mean that it is every number at once, and then you look and see that it was actually 3 all along. So yes, like if you think about it this way, if you guess it was retroactively always 3 only after you see it, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It was already 3. If someone else, you are retroactively the clone, that's not true either. So think about it this way. If I'm standing here before I've pressed the button and I guess if I'm going to be the clone or not, right? And then I press the button, there's a 50-50 chance that I will be right. Because if I guess clone, then no, that's not true. It's not a 50-50 chance that I'm right. If I guess clone, I am always wrong. But this version of me over here remembers guessing this and will think that they guessed correctly. And if I say I'm not the clone, then I'm always right. But this person over here remembers this happening and will think that they were wrong. But when we create this person over here, when we cause them to start existing, we're taking my brain and putting it over here into this person. We're making a copy. My brain is still here. We haven't done anything to my brain. So me guessing that I'm a clone is always wrong. But this person over here, if I had guessed that I was a clone, they're right. They were right to have remembered, who's the clone then? A new person. a new me that's being created in this moment. That's what the whole technology is. The clone is not me. I'm standing over here. Look at me. That's me. It's another copy of me, and morally, any action done to the clone would be equivalent to an action done to me. And it's like, as an agent, it behaves identically to how I would behave in any given situation that you put the clone into. But that doesn't mean that it's the same person. It's not the same person. It's a new person that we've just created right now. With all of my memories. So again, from their perspective, they teleported. From their perspective, they hit the button and teleported over here. But that's not what happened. They just remember that because they have all of my memories implanted into them. What if the clone memories are like flashback style and this is the moment before you get cloned right now? I don't know. I don't think you experience memories the same way you experience the present. You don't. You experience memories as memories, and you experience the present as the present. And even if they were a flashback, they would be a flashback of memories that are implanted. They're memories of things that happened to this me over here. There's a bad circle. This me over here. And maybe that is possible, I don't know. But that's... It seems to me that something being it's the same thing with a bunch of stuff. It's like, how do I know that this process doesn't happen every single time you go to sleep? Or how do I know that the entire world and all of everything, including the exact like orientation of everybody's neurons, suddenly sprung into existence last Thursday and the universe didn't exist before then? Like, yeah, that is possible, but I don't know what to even do with that. Like, okay, even if the clone's memories are being experienced from the clone's perspective in a flashback, that still doesn't mean that they are the clone's memories. They're memories that are being implanted into the clone, being created with the clone. And in that case, the clone is always the clone. So those memories are being experienced from the perspective of the clone always. There's a separate entity that's always you that hits the button and sees the clone appear. No, this isn't it. This is the Sean one was the Sleeping Beauty problem, which is that it's stupid and it doesn't, the chances of it being tails doesn't increase. It's just that the times that it can be tails gets higher, even though the, yeah. It can be tails more times, but that doesn't mean that it can be tails more often. The odds are still the same of both outcomes. How do I draw a coin? Unsolved by scientists, so I don't believe you did it. It's, okay, this is not the realm of science. This is the realm of, like, philosophy and thought experiments and stuff. So it's not that there's... It's not that it's unsolved, it's that there are a lot of competing solutions, right? A lot of different people. If you go to the Wikipedia page, I think there's a whole section that has the, like... egged someone on to solve the four-color theorem. If you go to the Wikipedia page for the Sleeping Beauty problem, it's like, there's a whole section that has the title Solutions. Because the problem is just, I don't know, is it 1/3 or 1/2? And you can quote-unquote solve it. It's just that there's no way to really, like, know definitively. There's no way to prove it one way or the other. This is what coins look like. You can solve the four-color theorem. The Sleeping Beauty problem is fake, and you have a 50-50 chance of being the clone. You do not have a 50-50 chance of being the clone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break your heart about this one. Still white. Give me back my red. Okay. I think we're about ready to spin the wheel. I've been stalling for a half hour. You feeling good? You feeling ready? Alrighty. Here we go. So close to Sekiro full playthrough for Urban Hype. But we got Super Robot Wars 30. That's gonna be what happens. So, I will... Oh, I missed the screenshot of it. Dang. Maybe I'll screenshot the stream. Cool. Okay. All right. I think that's about all for today, probably. I'll stream Super Robot Wars 30 on Saturday. Should be fun, hopefully. I promise any wheel winner gets at least one stream. So if I play Super Robot Wars 30 and it's boring and sucks, that's fine. I'll just give it the one stream and then we'll do something else. Either I'll spin the wheel again or I don't know. I'll do something. Maybe Raincode. I've kind of wanted to play Raincode. Or Inscription or something. We'll see. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Maybe Sekiro. Or like Sakuro. I don't like that game. I played a good bit of it, actually. I went back and tried it again lately, and I wasn't a fan. I'm sorry, Adam. Maybe I need to start over, because I'm like a little ways into the game and I'm so out of practice. It's hard. I mean, it's like, it's a big guy, he's gonna hit you. Here's a kanji that you can't read. You should try to dodge it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Do I jump? Do I parry? Do I run away? There's only one. No, it's not. There's like 4. And they all have different responses. One is like a sweep, one is a stab, and one is a like unblockable attack. Right? And the sweep you gotta jump over, the stab you gotta parry, and there's also one that you just can't do anything to and you need to run away, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you played the whole game and I didn't. The kanji means oh fuck. Ah. So true. Okay. I'm gonna go lay down. Probably go eat some lunch, maybe. Good night to Panta, and thank you for tuning in, my dear friend Urban Hype. Get out of my house. Yeah. Bye-bye.